So both of our Chinese colleagues, Q and Nostally, they had a clear prediction saying this is going to be a 2-0 in favor of TheOne. And you can see those gentlemen right over here with Muggle, Hugo, Meng, Hehe, and ZJZ. And I want to highlight Hehe, to me, personally, the strongest looking tank player in the league right now.
Yeah, I'd agree that. I think Wind is not currently on his top form, so he sort of takes that place. He's also willing to bring out things like the Arthurs, so yeah, extra points there.
Absolutely true. And with Misaka already, you know, struggling every now and then, still looking good for the most part, but I think the consistency so far has proven that Hehe is just an absolute savage. And here are the opponents. They're going to have to face Hehe and his boys. It is RPG, Chicken, MJ, Sa, C, and Loktar. Loktar actually with his first Li Ming game today earlier. Didn't go so well, but once again, I really think we can't blame it on Loktar. He came back after 1 year of absence, and already he's looking like the best player on the team.
He did get focused pretty hard, and his opponents never really dropped below half health, so as such, a little bit harder to really get stuff going and make some plays there. As such, though, we can see, unfortunately, the stats are less than ideal for RPG. Even with the return of Loktar, TheOne have significantly more points.
Yeah. And Tetra,
in every aspect.
Do you have the rankings open right now?
Yes.
What happens if TheOne wins this game? Are they ahead of SPT? And if so, are they even on games?
Even on games part, the interesting part. Currently, they are exactly tied with SPT, even on games. So if TheOne win this, then they will move 3 points ahead, which will be up to 18. But SPT, they might be able to catch up once again, as SPT played last today against KT.
All right. Okay, that could be a pretty interesting one. And we already go to Towers of Doom, guys. So this could be an interesting one. Now, remember, in the past, RPG actually picked that battleground themselves quite frequently. So this should not really be a shock or a surprise to them, right, to go on this battleground. The bad thing about this is, Tetra, I think they have yet to win a game on Towers of Doom. They pick it every single time, but they just can't win on it.
I mean, you're not wrong. They keep going to this map, and they have won once or twice on it using a Zeratul Junkrat comp, for example.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, that one game they did.
But otherwise,
then came the Ana experiment.
Like the map. The Ana experiment, yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, they have some moments, and then they have some absolutely not moments. Seems to be the theme with them.
The problem that I see for a team like RPG in this matchup against TheOne is the fact that RPG continues to force results by brawling and team fighting all the time. Very similar to the A team, actually, and that seems to be the go-to way for the weaker teams to basically overcome their opponents, right? However, they're probably now facing the strongest team fighting game. The strongest team fighting team. There we go. In the league. I don't think right now anyone has the synergy that TheOne has in those team fights. They're looking absolutely indomitable with individual class on Hugo and Meng, strong shot calling and initiation by Hehe, and also I want to highlight a player, ZJC, on the support role, has received multiple MVP awards over the last few days, and I think he used to be like that unsung hero that nobody really paid much attention to, but he's really become this support carry, especially in heroes like Malf or Alexstrasza.
Completely agree on that, as we do see neither of the Malfurion already up there, as we see in response, though, going to be the Decade K and MJ bringing out that as much as possible, because it's one of his favorites, as it turns out.
Absolutely true. So here goes the Deckard, here goes the ERL, already a strong protective combo here. Now, TheOne, what are they going to respond with here? They need to basically react what RPG picks here. They go for the Zeratul. You mentioned it earlier, Tetra. That was one of their very rare success moments there. However, a player played that Zeratul who isn't even on the roster today. It was wrong, and he is no longer with the team, at least for now.
Yeah, so it's going to be Sar again.
Yeah.
That makes me uncomfortable, because Sar's Zeratul is not good.
It's definitely not as good as Wrong's. Let's see. So the one... Are we going to see another Arthas? We see he the man himself, by the way, the tank player on the webcam right here. Looking chill as always. And God, I want one of those TheOne t-shirts with a golden sticker on it.
They do look really nice, don't they?
Super
like
bling bling flashy.
As well.
Like, if I didn't know that these guys were Heroes of the Storm players, I thought they were Chinese gangster rappers. Like, it just looks so nice.
Yeah, no, on board with you, can't disagree in the slightest. But, well, they need something as the Wombo, so I wouldn't mind TheOne just banning out the Junkrat. They said they're going to ban out the Garrosh, putting priority on tanks at least at this stage. But I wouldn't mind them banning out like a Junkrat or something like that, something that can Wombo off excuse me, Hiccup, something that can Wombo off Zeratul.
Yep, and they get rid of the Malthael, basically making Irel even more threatening now with one of the primary counters. I wouldn't say counters, but rivals in the lane being taken out. Now, Phoenix, they could still send into that solo lane if they wanted to.
They could.
What is Meng going to play, though? Meng, I think, is very interesting to follow these days because he's been unusually inconsistent. Whenever he plays his, his main characters like a Genji, for example, he's still an absolute lethal threat. But when he's on heroes like Jaina or Li Ming that he's not really used to playing, I think he looks a lot more defeatable.
See Dahaka? It's going to be the solo laner for TheOne, most likely, unless they pull some kind of shenaniganry and bring the Phoenix up there and put Dahaka in a different lane, which is possible. You can run like 2 solo laners and then a 3-man.
Absolutely true. So here goes the Diablo. Strong front line once again, as you said, Tetcher. Need a little bit of additional... Actually, do they need additional slows when they already have the Lightning Breath? I don't think they do.
I don't think they do, but I'm
still
sure
be
they
a Jaina,
mind. Yeah, Jaina's just a good hero. Has frost armor to protect against the Zeratul as well, which is lovely.
Would also fit into the ranks of RPG, though, if you wanted to go for a Ring of Frost VP old school combo.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true, but I would be concerned about that into Diablo. As such, it's going to be a Hanzo Stitches. Interesting. I mean, C is very good on Stitches.
Are we now going to see the hammer? As a response to basically make sure, you know what, Stitches, you think you countered me? I'm going to counter you. Nah, I think it's a Jaina.
I'm less convinced. I'm thinking maybe hammer, actually. I think you might have won me over there. I don't know, Diablo, you kind of lose your engage potential. You don't get any extra slows. Burst potential is negligible at most against someone who's going to be as far back as the enemy team when they can kite you that much. No, I've talked myself out of it. I'm leaning towards Jaina or Tychus. It's going to be Tracer. Ooh. I don't really like that.
The thing is, Tracer, okay, it's going to be Meng on that Tracer. That is pretty solid. He's played the hero quite a bit. However, you don't sound very convinced, and I'm also a little hesitant right now. The reason being that there's only so many targets you can burst down as a Tracer. Maybe the Decker Cane, but we've seen how elusive and how slippery a Decker Cane can be, thanks to the 10 armor he gets from his trade, thanks to the low cooldowns on the potions. Zeratul should be on par with you in terms of mobility. Stitches, Hanzo, probably the best target to go for.
Probably. Tracer is pretty decent at tracking Hanzo, assuming she can get close to him, because otherwise, even with his range reduction, he does still outrange Tracer fairly significantly. So, means Tracer has to put herself in potentially risky positions. Long-term damage output, Tracer's going to be good because of kiting potential, but I would prefer to Tychus, really. Just damage over time. You're still going to get the same type of damage, but you're going to do better against Urel.
On the flip side, though, I think it's also safe to say that there aren't really any classic Tracer counters on the enemy team, right? So while Tracer may not get that much value herself, at least she doesn't have to worry about counters like a Twilight Dream or heavy CC from a Garrosh, for example. Something along those lines. It doesn't really exist there, so maybe she's going to have more freedom than we right now think she could after all.
Possibly, as we are heading into the game, and it's going to be the One versus RPG. I prefer very slightly RPG's draft, but because I know who the players are, I'm very much leaning in favor of this team. One, as they spawn on the left-hand side of the Towers of Doom. It is Hugo on Dahaka, Muggle on the Phoenix, Meng on Tracer, He on Diablo, and ZJZ on the Malfurion.
Their opponents, currently at the very bottom of the table, RPG. Last place, unfortunately. Chicken on that Irel, MJ's on that Decker Kane, Sa is playing the Hanzo, C on that Stitches, and Loktar on the Zeratul. Okay, they've won me over a little bit. They put the stronger player.
More convinced.
Yeah, they put the stronger player mechanically onto the more challenging hero, and they put Sa on the Hanzo. Now, I don't want to disrespect any Hanzo mains, but I think your guys are going to agree that for Zeratul, you need to be a little bit more on your tippity toes to make him work.
That is going to be the worm. That is going to be the blink cooldown reduction for Loktar. Now, doesn't necessarily mean anything, but the last time we saw this, it was by Sa, and it was a reset style. It was the Might of Nerazim build.
Yeah, that could be a case. That could actually be a strong case, because we told you guys, right? Who are they going to combo the VP with? And if you can't combo the Void Prison, you might actually just pass on it and try to go for as much single target DPS as possible against squishy heroes like Tracer, Phoenix even, and Malfurion. That might be the go-to.
Yeah. I'm kind of digging it. We'll see. The Shadow Hunter doesn't 100% mean anything. Like, the only thing you give up is the extra radius on cleave, which isn't actually necessary for a cleave build. It's just nice. The talents that could show it is either going for Psionic Strength at level 4, or, of course, the Might of Nerazim. The Psionic Strength could be the show, but you don't, again, need that. You can still go for Rending Cleave.
Yep. Here we go. The Sonic Arrow revealed Meng on that Tracer with that last tick. Actually, look at he's positioning. He's ready to jump over the wall, actually, in case RPG would have been willing to defend that. But they let it go through. They are a little scared right now with an early commitment against a team like the One. Here goes another Zapper. Actually, look at the timing as well by the One. That is so perfect. Both Zapper camps now hammering themselves into the gate and into the tower. So much damage done already in these early 2 minutes.
Now being burned down by Tracer with the greatest of ease right now. Amplified healing build coming in from Stitches, and it is going to be a Might of Nerazim build, as we are in fact going to see the Psionic Strength coming in for Zeratul.
Can you tell us what that does, Tetcher?
Basically, when you deal damage to heroes, you increase all damage by 6% for 3 seconds, stacking up to 30%. If you're going to get your rewinds and your resets, and the cooldown reduction on your blink, which helps you get more abilities out quicker, it means that you can get up to 30% damage on your finishing blows, which is usually going to be either a re-round cleave or extra crits from the Might of Nerazim itself, or even a nice Singularity Spike.
There we go, as Decker gets thrown into the Entangling Roots and gets taken down altogether immediately. And already you can see Stitches, by the way. C is a masterful Stitches player. Just wanted to point that out as well. Going for the full tank build here with the Indigestion and the Amplified Healing at level 4. So more self-sustained and stronger self-healing. Now look at Sa, tried to run away, but actually went back into the flames of Diablo. And that was the end of him for now. Also used the wall jump, the wall agility there. A little too late in my opinion, but look at that hook from C, actually just barely scratching the surface of Phoenix's body armor.
And it does. Also, by the way, the level 1 target is called Tree of Food. Indigestion is a level 13 one that spawns a Retchling.
My mistake.
I forgive you for that, considering the Tree of Food is very rare, and Retchling used to be really common when combined with, like, Last Bite. We basically go, like, full poison build, take Retchling and just spam it.
Yeah, those were the good days. By the way, speaking of Phoenix and his body armor, Tetcher, were you able to follow the hero subreddit a few days ago when some genius actually posted the summer skin for Phoenix?
No, I did not see this.
Wait a minute, I'm going to continue this story until this skirmish has been resolved. Yeah, so basically someone was designing a skin. All that thought. They won't let me finish. Hugo with a licky tongue, but nothing escalated. So yeah, did a summer skin, and instead of the normal Phoenix, we'll basically see Phoenix in a wooden skin, sitting in a whirlpool, in a jacuzzi, with sunglasses on and a cocktail in hand. And when he activated his long-range attack, right, which gives him a little bit of a visual indicator, he would actually activate the jacuzzi and has a bubble bath all over.
Oh, that's cool.
That was amazing.
Is that a real skin or is that a fan skin?
No, that was a fan art. Unfortunately, it was not a real skin.
There's bloody Heroes fans are freaking talented, dude. As we see some of as the objective starts, we already see Yrel taking many hits as well. He's gone for a very bursty build.
Can't run away from the Tracer, even if you're a feisty Yrel, a tanky Yrel. Beautiful hook there as well, but it was not enough. Now MJ in a lot of trouble. Locktar can't even help his allies out, and we told you guys how deadly TheOne can be when it comes to controlling these rotations and controlling those team fights. And RPG right now is just falling apart. Hold that thought though, Dehaka. Hooked over the wall.
Yeah, luckily though, they do get the kill, but you can see here that gap. That didn't always used to be there. That was actually changed about the same time the globe changes happened. Yeah. So really cool to see that is trying to come into play there, trying to use that for an escape, but instead of having to walk through the death zone, but it doesn't work out. We're going to see Savor the Flavor, I believe that one is. It's not the last fight. Which is weird, because apparently the one with healing isn't the one that gives you extra healing, isn't the one that's green, because confusion. But yeah, Savor the Flavor, basically meaning that every time you get a Devour on another hero, you permanently increase your health regen by 2. This, of course, combined with the Amplified Healing, means that Sid can become very tanky.
Ooh, I don't think they spotted Locktar in that bush, by the way. He was having his true invisibility for standing still for a few seconds. So that was definitely a pretty cool scout. But despite losing a couple of heroes here and there, Tetcher, I think RPG has been doing a pretty admirable job of staying in the game. Here comes the hook, just missing by an inch on Hehe. He's walking away grinningly. And now, of course, with that Diablo rotation, Red Alert tried to run away. The Lightning Breath was used to actually reveal the Zeratul, but he unfortunately overestimating his own abilities there, and that was a little bit of a waste, unfortunately.
To be honest, not sure if worth. As we see the Gore, Zeratul, Might of the Nerazim, they're just using my builds here today. As we see the Might of the Nerazim Zeratul going to get some big damage outputs, and that Gorge, this build allows you very easily to take Fishing Hook without too many concerns, so this is going to be a pick com, because if you don't have follow-up CC, and you don't have someone to Void Prism, you might as well get picks.
Yep, in the meantime, we see TheOne as they take the Zappers on their own half of the map, actually dodging the Pulse Bomb. Locktar, that is, going in very deeply now, getting engaged upon by the Diablo. Can he get out in time? The Salvo is locked on, but it's interrupted.
Oh, he gorged it! He gorged it to save Locktar. That's awesome. As he pulls it back in, looks for another one, but a teleport out. Chicken comes in from the other side, giving some nice knockbacks onto Diablo. No heretics allowed. Locktar, did he wormhole? No, he did not wormhole. He was still taking. He doesn't have wormhole. Never mind. As we see, that's weird. As we do see the damage coming in, Yrel helping handed away. Drag onto Stitches, but it's Stitches. He's very tanky. Is it enough though? Yes, it is. Nice knockback by Chicken.
This fight is not over yet. He wanted to re-engage there, but beautiful saving hands, helping hands actually by Stitches to basically save Yrel out of that miserable spot. They were able to channel all the way in the bottom, but they have to give up the one in the middle now. They actually tried to interrupt it with the Stitches smash, but here comes the hook as well. They're still in this race, Tetcher. They're still here to try and delay. Diablo sitting at 50% health.
I'm sure they really would quite like to, because they do have less health. Good knockback. Hehe is low. Chicken running out of chase potential here. Let's see if he can get a nice hook. Muggle teleports out. MJ might start a shadow. Good job by Locktar using that Vorpal Blade. Chicken dives deep once again. Hook onto ZJZ here. Dragon Arrow comes out. Nap time, and in comes Diablo from below though.
Diablo comes in from behind, quite low in HP, but so is Yrel. This fight is not over just yet. Locktar needs to be careful. Tracer could chase him down, but Locktar causing so much confusion, so much damage as well in the backline. Decker Kane still heals the main tank, still heals Stitches. He's still alive. This is a crazy fight, back and forth, left, right, and center is the brawl raging on.
And they finally channel the Altar. RPG still behind in terms of core health, but they're able to win a fight. They're a little bit behind in experience, but it shows that they have what it takes to win these fights with this composition.
Thatcher, after watching 9 minutes and 30 seconds of Locktar's Zeratul, I'm already a fan, and I think it's more impactful than whatever Saw has done to that hero. So I'm really glad they swapped those roles, they swapped the heroes. Also, can we just highlight the accuracy of C's hooks? Once again, masterful hook player.
They really are playing by just what they know works. They are playing what they know works and feel comfortable playing, and so far it is doing some serious work so far. Locktar comes back in for another round with that Vorpal Blade. Forces
another round.
How much damage he did to a fully stacked Diablo.
Yeah. This is the power of the Zeratul if you go for that build. While you may lack the AoE control, the initiation potential, or the saving potential of a VP, you are a menace in the backline, especially if you hit the squishies like Tracer, like Phoenix, or the Malfurion. But even against tanks, as you just saw, ladies and gentlemen, the damage can never be underestimated. And I think Locktar is going to try to make us show exactly that, but look at the anticipation on Hugo's Dehaka, man. That is how you shut down a gank.
He's gone for the healing strikes, the leeching strikes, I think they're called.
Yep.
Coming in for Zeratul at level 13. Stitches with that Fleabag. Cooldown reduction is a wonderful thing.
Especially against Diablo and Malfurion, so I fully agree with that build. Even the tongue by Dehaka, the drag is going to be affected by it. Actually hooked that Mercenary, and I don't think that was on purpose. But
that was.
That was for
There's
sure.
Minions here, though, so this Bell Tower's not actually going to get that many slows. He's going to get one,
Minions.
and then the minions are here, and he's out. So slightly mistiming there.
During all that, look at Zeratul. He's been interrupting. Oh, the Twilight Dream is good here. He actually walked into the warm and welcome hands of Malfurion, who silenced him and prevented him from escaping there. Big blunder. The first mistake that we saw by Locktar, but also a little unlucky there because he was basically pressured by the Tracer and was on the retreat. Didn't have much time to think about an escape path.
Start pinging in a little bit of extra damage, but they are struggling now in this fight to really turn this around, as it's going to be bottom bell tower taken. And RPG, where they were looking good earlier, are in less of a comfortable position right now.
Exactly. Look at the blind hook attempt there, though. I think C actually was smelling that something was a little fishy here, so he tried to go for the hook and barely missed the Diablo. That would have been a 100% kill there as well, and especially Diablo needs to be a little careful, right? He's the tanky Lord of Terror, but if he ends up falling at maximum stacks, he's going to have to take a long while until he gets them back.
He hovering
Going
around
for
the
an
area.
auto-attack build here, by the way. Diablo, no flame build.
It's not a full auto-attack build.
Not full auto-attacks, you're right.
Technically a charge build. Full auto-attack build is very different.
Just got a mini lag here. What about you?
Me too, mine is more than a mini lag. I'm still spinny circling.
That could actually be the clean feed death. So...
Oh, are you not going? Is yours stopped as well?
Yep. It's completely stopped.
Oh, I'm going.
I'm back. Okay, let's see the latency here.
Oh, it's stopped.
Yeah, same here. I think we're experiencing the exact same thing here. Bear with us, guys. The clean feed cannot die like that. Please send over some energy.
I am hearing noises.
Yeah.
I see movement.
Movement detected.
Movement detected. What's your delay? Let's see if we just got the same thing here.
It's in the 20s.
So is mine.
23.7.
22.6. Ah, we're over a second. We're going to have to do it.
Refresh it.
Damn. So close.
5.4.
4.8. I'll get up to you.
All right. In the meantime, let's actually see what we missed. 2 members dead on the side of RPG, 1 member down for the One. And the bottom bell tower is still in possession for the One, so they're going to get a tremendous broadside after this turn in. RPG is now sitting at 10 HP. Can they come back?
Maybe. We'll have to see. 5.2. I'm up to you now.
Nice. Nice.
So Zeratul going to start beginning to clear out that bot lane. Mending Strikes, by the way, is the one I had. I was getting mixed up with Shadow Mending. As they begin moving up, they will retake their bottom bell tower without too many difficulties. But although, if there were difficulties, they would be called the One, and they would be trying to prevent this. So as such, the bell tower survives.
Yeah, they're definitely going to try to prevent this, and I can't stress enough how important it is to actually at least defend this bottom bell tower a little bit, so you keep the enemies occupied, so you can open the map a little bit more elsewhere. But of course they realize, you know what, we're fighting an even talents, and we could maybe take that boss. There we go, while the majority of RPG is busy dealing with that bell tower. So a nice macro move, a nice little sneaky boss steal And the one is lowering down the core health to 6.
Yes, they are. That's approaching the danger zone, and now they're looking for more bell towers. Whereas RPG, they're looking for kills. He might have spotted Urel there. Let's see, they've managed to spot He now.
Okay.
Chicken decides to be the messenger paladin and find the heretics as she goes in, gets dragged out of midair though. He with immediate tackle, and Urel is dead.
Couldn't even use the Ardent Defender in time. If that one had gone off, I think the team fight would have been a whole different one. Yeah. Also, no VP. In those moments, you probably would have sold. Never mind. Hold that thought. Phoenix makes it out.
Bye.
No CC.
No hook available, and Phoenix teleports away. Good hook, good gorge. But now there's shots being taken by Dahaka, which is Sart is going to be stopped from delaying these. Stitches did a good job at the start, though. Slow, silence. This seems like overkill as Stitches gets taken out, but there is no quite like overkill.
I was going to say, if you have those Darkshire memories back there, you know how terrifying Stitches used to be in its original form, so you definitely want to make sure that this man, abomination creature, whatever he is, does not survive.
Look, he was just hungry, okay?
Just wanted to play.
Just wanted to play. As we see them moving down to the bot lane, there is still that bell tower to be taken. No, sorry, this ult to be taken. No bell towers have been taken, so there's going to be no extra shots. Health's going to go down to, well, it was going to go down to 2 until that happens. So nice little delay there.
Can Zeratul delay again? I don't think he can. He wants to actually join his teammates in the team fight that has been going down in the bottom.
That's
silence on Urel. Bye-bye.
Hugo tunnels in. I feel that was unnecessary, as Loktar, the only survivor for his team, does huge damage to Muggle and is now dead. So now we're going to see the bell tower get taken out. There's a Merc camp in top lane. They can just grab that if they want. Sorry, in the bot lane as well, so they can grab that, or they can just rotate and grab more altars, more bell towers, and probably just win the game with the final 2 shots. They were just. They're going for the potentially riskier move as opposed to the Dignitas play.
All right, so they're still in full strength. They're still in full force. And these mercenaries, even if it's just 2, it's going to be enough to end the game. So they're grouping up the one that is. They have the level 20. I think this is the correct play. They are using their advantages to try and overpower and force a way into this. Now I'm double checking. Okay, Chicken is not in that Li Ming, so they should be safe on that end.
Where are the sappers? They're on the way. Stitches gets a gorge. He separates out one person. Then Stitches is just going to leave him, which is the correct move. No, don't hook him back. Let him go. Leave him. If he wants to take all that health damage, that's good. Sleep being used here. We see it. Nice Urel holding the line with a knockback. The Mercs get killed. The core survives, but Urel does not.
Urel does not. She doesn't have the Bubble Hearth at level 20, and the Ardent Defender was already used on cooldown. Diablo hook here. No ulti ready for Stitches to munch on him. But no winning condition left available for the one right now. The altars, though, Tetcher. Terrible number of altars for RPG. I don't think they have what it takes to contest 2 at the same time. 1 maybe, 2 is impossible.
2, 1. Altars active. Now the question is, can Dahaka get this turn in? He gets hooked, so Dahaka is prevented. Deckard channels his side. So now it is a 3 versus 5 to stop one altar being channeled.
Tanky
dropping
Stitches.
low. C is dropping lower as he goes down. He gets 1 kill. Then now it's just poor Deckard Kane. Very alone, very dead, and the core goes down. The 1 take game number 1.
Absolutely true, and they do so in pretty convincing fashion with a few exceptional plays by C on the Stitches and Loktar on the Zeratul.